Have you ever grown sweet potatoes in your yard? How did you get your plants to begin with? Did you start the slips yourself from a sweet potato, or did you buy sweet potato plants from a nursery or from someplace online? You really only need to buy or start sweet potato plants from your garden once. After that, you can bring them inside for the winter and grow the same sweet potato variety over and over and over. I'm going to show you how I did it. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe to the channel and like the video. This is how I grew the same sweet potato variety over and over. I bought it online. It was a Peruvian sweet potato. I thought it had purple flesh, but it didn't. It was a purple skinned variety. The plant did really well in my yard. I didn't want to just save the tubers because I wasn't sure that I could actually store them properly over the winter. I know there are a lot of different ways that you can do that, but I wanted to make sure that I could start with the plants I wanted the very next year. Sweet potatoes have beautiful flowers, but they don't tend to flower until a little bit later in the season. They really look like morning glory flowers. And I don't know if you know this, but sweet potato leaves are also edible. When it starts to get chilly outside, but your sweet potato vines in the garden are still alive and thriving, you take a couple of cuttings and you bring them indoors for the winter. Late fall, before it froze, because sweet potatoes cannot tolerate the frost or a hard freeze. You can see this year's cuttings. Here, I've put them in some water. They're doing really well. Check out the root system on those. And even in indirect light in front of a windowsill, they have no trouble setting significant roots and continuing to push out new leaves. And this actually has worked really well for me. I didn't have to worry about getting a sweet potato. I've tried to start slips myself in the past where I've put a sweet potato in water and waited for roots to form. Sometimes the produce that we come across has been treated with chemicals that inhibit root growth and sprouting, and I've had trouble with that in the past. In this way, when I take a cutting right from my garden, I never have trouble rooting it. You just plunk it in some water and you get roots almost immediately. Within a week, you will start to see roots forming. So as this is growing, new parts of the vine, new leaves have come out on the top through the weeks that this has been indoors. A significant amount of roots have grown, but this is just basically going to be 3 plants because that's the amount of vines that I cut. I want to create more sweet potato slips. So what I'm going to do is cut these up a little bit, take some more cuttings, put them in some more water, and kind of expand my sweet potato plant collection until the spring when it's time to go outside and plant. Now, if you have a larger container, obviously this is just a water glass. And if you have a larger container, you can just snip cuttings of your vines. Just make sure when you do this that you change the water every few days. You don't want it to get funky. And then just put those cuttings back into the same container of water. You'll want it to be big enough so that the roots don't get so significantly tangled that you will have trouble separating them in the spring. So I tend to put a few in each container and kind of spread them around in front of the windowsills. These don't need super direct light all the time. You don't have to put them under grow lights. Indirect light in front of a windowsill or off to the side, as long as it's getting some light throughout the day, they're going to be happy, they're going to be fine, and they're going to form roots. So I'm just going to take maybe this bit here, this cutting here, and snip that off so that there's a little bit of the branch. I want to leave at least a few leaves on each of the branches here, so that they can still support the plant. At this point, I'm just gonna take 2 new ones and I'm putting them in a new little jar with water. And I'm just gonna put them in there and let them hang out and form roots. And again, because they're vines, they will sprout new tendrils and keep going. And I'll just do this until it's warm enough in the spring to bring them and plant them outside in the yard. I've done this for the last couple of years. It's worked beautifully, and I will never have to buy sweet potato plants again to start them in my garden. Have you ever done this? Have you had success? What's your favorite sweet potato variety to grow? Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel and like the video, and I'll see you soon.